Welcome to UCLA and to Royce Hall. I'm Kelly Wall, Assistant Dean of Student Achievement in the College of Letters and Science. Thank you so much for coming together during these unprecedented times to celebrate our graduates of the class of 2020. We are honoring the achievements of the bachelor's and master's degree recipients for the College of Letters and Science, the UCLA International Institute, the Samueli School of Engineering, the Alpert School of Music, the School of Nursing, and the School of Theater, Film, and Television. Before we begin, the leadership of these ceremonies at UCLA acknowledges our presence on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Gabrielino Tongva peoples. I want to remind everyone how much we want this event to be a success. For that to happen, we must observe several safety precautions. I can see that wherever possible, you are seated at a distance from people outside your household. Very good. I can see that everyone is wearing a mask correctly, with it covering both their nose and mouth. Your mask must remain in place every moment you are inside this beautiful building. Now, this is an unusual one. I ask that you avoid making any loud sounds that would ordinarily come out of your nose or mouth. We weren't allowed to include singing as part of this event because of COVID rules, so please keep in mind why. Most important of all, I ask that you think about how proud you are of your graduate who is here with us today, and how much that graduate wants you healthy and safe and a part of their life for a very long time. So please, sit apart from each other, keep your mask on, and avoid yelling, singing, or other potentially hazardous sound making. Clapping, however, is strongly encouraged. Please turn off your cell phones at this time, or at least be sure that they are on vibrate. We encourage you to take photos and videos from your seats. Please do not stand in the aisles because we cannot block them during the ceremony. Family and friends of our graduates, I am very proud to present the class of 2020. It is my pleasure to introduce Associate Vice Provost Adrian Levine.
Families, friends, faculty, and staff who have come together to celebrate, I am honored to address these outstanding graduates of the class of 2020. I want you to know how proud I am as Associate Vice Provost for our teaching center and also a professor in mechanical and aerospace engineering to be here at this recognition of your achievement. Your victories are our community's victories, and they haven't come easily. Such accomplishments are the product of time and energy, dedication and passion. What you committed to your education brought you to this extraordinary moment, and I am grateful to be able to share it with you. You are graduates from the #1 public university in the country, and your arrival at this moment is an inspiration. Our auditorium today is full of your fans, and trust me, this won't be the last time you hear a round of applause because you've done something extraordinary. In the years ahead, you will undoubtedly be among those cheering for others too. Take this moment of joy as an antidote to the challenges of life. Each one of us knows what it's like to feel alone in the silence of doubt when we need to hear the sound of encouragement. I see each of you in the future remembering to support those among us who need to be lifted up by the power of your kind words or praise, and perhaps at a moment when you least feel you have them to give. So let this day serve as a reminder of how we have the power to summon our collective strength to raise everyone higher. You will act on the impulse to enrich the lives of those around you. Be an agent for positive change. Make this world a better place. We need you to make this world better. Take pride in your lifelong journey of lifting, for when we reach out to others, our hearts become stronger by becoming more open and compassionate. Now, as much as we might want everything to work out perfectly, there will be times when an obstacle blocks our path. Something, perhaps the strangest person or idea or thing, will obstruct your progress towards an important goal. It's part of life. You've experienced this situation before. Remember, you overcame the challenges of learning remotely at UCLA, and who saw that coming? You persisted when facing the distractions of home life and choppy internet connections for your Zoom classroom. The truth is, your attitude about the situation was inspiring. When we surveyed you about our sudden encounter with remote learning, you were remarkably positive about the responsiveness of your instructors. You offered kind words for their effort, and you demonstrated a compassion that our faculty remains grateful for, especially when we remember how difficult it was for everyone. The tenacity you showed during those circumstances makes me confident in your ability to persevere no matter what happens. You will be able to step back if you need to and reflect on your values, on what matters the most. You'll consider why you persisted and why you are here today. And this knowledge and these skills you developed at UCLA will empower you to soar in the months and years ahead. You will create something new, something that hasn't been seen or heard before, and there will be positive change and hope. I'm confident of that. I ask you to lead the transformation that our world needs by becoming mentors. Mentorship is a generosity of spirit that brings everyone forward, both those who receive it and those who offer it to others. Be the mentors we need in our community, the mentors who build bridges for, rather than build walls against, those who may be struggling to cross over. We give ourselves a precious reward when providing advice and support as valued mentors. And let me tell you, it does feel great. Never be shy about turning to someone who has gone ahead and made it back, someone who can tell you what might be just beyond the horizon, because even mentors need mentors. I'm grateful for all the professors, advisors, staff, fellow students, family, and friends who brought each of us here today because we needed them on our journey. Let's just pause for a moment and thank those people, both the ones who are with us today and also the ones who are not. Let us revel in joy and gratitude. After leaving UCLA, look for the people in your life who help to make you a better version of yourself. Surround yourself with the people who persuade you not to linger in self-doubt. The mentors, colleagues, and friends you seek in the years to come will help you remember who you are and inspire you to be who you want to be. This moment we share right now fulfills your hours of sacrifice. Well, it was more than hours, more than just a few hours, when it would have been easier not to push yourself so hard. It is the evidence that you have completed the most difficult courses you needed to take, and in the end, nothing defeated you. You belong at UCLA, and you make UCLA an acclaimed institution because of your strength, your voice, your intelligence, and your determination to succeed. Once this day has passed, I ask you to imagine it every now and then. Savor this moment, the stage, the seat you're in, the mask you wear, the beautiful people with us today in both body and spirit, the people who love you. Please carry this moment with you and touch on it in your mind and in your heart when you need it the most. Give yourself the chance to live in this moment again completely. May this moment give you strength when you need it the most. Today is a life story highlight, and I ask each of you to share your personal narrative with those who need to hear from you. Practice a genuine compassion for yourself, and at the same time extend that compassion to a world that might not entirely understand you or your story. Be patient about that. Know that those who offer the most are often misunderstood because the gifts they bear defy the odds. Know that whatever you are doing, wherever you are, the people around you will be inspired by you to grow and to change. And they will recognize you because of who you are and all that you have gained from your experiences as a Bruin. Every day ahead of you might not be perfect. However, enough of them will be as perfect as they need to be because each one comes with the promise of a tomorrow. And I am confident that you will make our tomorrow remarkable. I celebrate with great joy the opportunity to share this moment with you. And so, class of 2020, congratulations, and go Bruins! Woo! Now, it is my pleasure to introduce a member of the class of 2020, Justine Ramos. Justine graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in English and Global Health with an emphasis on pre-occupational therapy studies. Please welcome Justine.
Before I begin, I want to acknowledge the Gabrielino Tongva peoples as the traditional land caretakers of the Los Angeles Basin and the Southern Channel Islands. As a land-grant institution, we pay our respects to the ancestors, elders, and their relatives past, present, and emerging. Good evening, chancellors, deans, alumni, professors, administrators, vice chancellor, provost, families, friends, parents, and most importantly, the class of 2020. Look at us now, present and thrilled to be at the commencement we all envisioned ever since we received that glorious acceptance letter. Just over a year ago, we were terrified of many things. On top of not having our traditional commencement ceremony, we feared for the health and well-being of our family members and friends. We feared for job, food, and housing security. We feared for our mental and physical health. There were many events and research projects left behind and relationships left unfostered. Despite the roller coaster of emotions we faced, our resilience, tenacity, and optimism as a community shines through every single time. It shines through our UCLA researchers and scientists who work day and night researching vaccines and virus strains. It shines through our UCLA nurses, doctors, and emergency health workers who continue to take care of our affected community members. It shines through our UCLA waste, sanitation, and facilities staff members who deserve fair wages because they ensure all students live in safe, comfortable, and clean conditions. It radiates to the professors and TAs who were flexible and accommodating to the hardships their students endured. It radiates to the UCLA students who volunteered as tutors, caregivers, and grocery shoppers for our senior citizens and the children of emergency workers. It radiates through our UCLA parents, siblings, and family members who had to deal with and understand their college students' strange and often irregular sleeping, eating, and studying habits. Sorry, Mom and Dad. And it illuminates through every one of us Bruins who did their part to flatten the curve and promote science and research. So yes, we had and still do have many fears, but it was in these darkest moments where we Bruins truly lived by our motto, Fiat Lux, meaning let there be light. But personally, I like the translation, let light be made. Because I learned that we Bruins don't just wait for the light to be shined upon us. We are the ones who create the spark for that light to glow. We are the ones who make the effort to create and provide light to the populations and communities who have lived in the dark for far too long. So take a moment and appreciate what we have now. Because not too long ago, we feared that this may have not ever happened. You see, this day definitely does not define our journey. But to many of us, this day is more than just achieving another milestone. As a first-generation transfer student and Filipino immigrant, as an ally and friend to our undocumented students, students of color, students with disabilities, LGBTQ students, first-generation students, immigrant students, transfer students, parenting students, and non-traditional students, it's a day that is not only dedicated to all the times we rub the Bruin paw before our finals and pet the huskies who sit next to them for good luck, or say, not today, to the famous, can I ask you a question guy? Or all of the many, and I mean many, hills and stairs we had to hike. But it also symbolizes the fruits of our families' sacrifice and labor. My wonderful parents, Vincent and Judy Ramos, know this firsthand when they left their lives in the Philippines to work as caregivers in the US, all while caring for a toddler who didn't know a drop of English. My father stands here today as one of the many heroic nurses who risked their lives to save others in the pandemic. My mother, go. Thank you. My mother stands here today as both a nurse and financial professional who worked with families of all socioeconomic statuses facing the financial pitfalls of the pandemic. To all the immigrant parents, family members, and students who migrated here to provide a better life for their children like my parents did, this day is for you. This day is dedicated to finally tackling imposter syndrome and saying, you know what? I deserve to be here. And my family deserves to see me here. This day is dedicated to assuring that the future of higher education is more inclusive and accessible to all people, no matter their race, class, religion, color, documentation, or sexual orientation. This day is a promise to our predecessors, whether it be our brothers, sisters, cousins, children, or grandchildren, that they will have the guidance needed to navigate, achieve, and succeed in higher education. See, this day is just a checkpoint in the bigger journey to come. Everyone in this room carries the knowledge to enlighten the world, empower its people, and restructure the long broken systems revealed by COVID-19. If we are truly the #1 public university in the world, we must stand by our true Bruin values: respect, accountability, integrity, service, and excellence, and raise up our society to be more equitable and just. And I believe we can do so because I see a vision of a bright future radiating in this room. We are the scientists and healthcare professionals who will prepare and protect their population in times of crisis like a pandemic. We are the political leaders and activists who will change inequitable laws and policies. We are the engineers who will build a more sustainable society and support our communities affected by gentrification. We are the lawyers who will bring justice to the underserved and unjustly incarcerated. We are the educators who will enrich and motivate the future leaders of this world. We are the artists, authors, and directors who will create art and literature that amplifies the voices of the underrepresented. We are the scholars who will make a difference after graduation and beyond. But most importantly, we are the BRUINS who will always raise others up and ignite the light. And to commemorate the torches we all hold today, I've written this poem commissioned by the graciousness of the UCLA scholarships titled Fiat Lux. Fiat Lux. Sunlight floods these rolling green hills, drowning red bricks molded by brown hands and strong hearts in warmth and pride. The sun stretches her arm to rub a bare Bruin's bronze paw to start the day with a bit of luck. Perhaps she will embrace a homesick heart, calm a busy brain, or dry tears trickling down cheeks like light California rain. She peeks through blossoming trees in the spring, their petals softly swaying in the west wind, carrying a whiff of the sea and the bustling buzz of the city. She emerges behind these seemingly endless stairs, filled with the pitter-patter of hurried steps, anxious sighs, and sleepless eyes that somehow still carry a fire that burns brighter than the sun ever could, a supernova of change, of justice, of equity, all of which were stripped from the land these red bricks and bronze paws lay. See, we've stacked our buildings of knowledge on stolen soil, cemented them with the American hunger to always want more, and now we fight this endless struggle to restore what we took and was never given, to leave a legacy of optimism, a legacy that welcomes instead of shuns, opening its arms to the world to fuel minds far brighter than the sun, one that celebrates differences more than likeness, and even in the dark gravity of black holes still finds supernova brightness, one that faces dark histories that would rather be forgotten, to unpack, heal, apologize, and commit to empower those who for a century weren't allowed to blossom, a legacy unafraid to discover anew and unlearn the old, to have the humility and calm of Pacific Ocean blue and the bold fierceness of California poppy gold, and when the sun disappears into a quilt of dim constellations, tucking her rays behind sprawling westwood hills, revealing dark, meandering nights of loneliness and frustration, find the spark, the ember, the bonfire in your heart. It burns of a legacy, a century in the making. Realize we are the brightest of the sun's rays. It is we who have the power to light the way, to find the glow of impassioned flames, buried in red bricks, stripped from the glow of light, a glimmer, a flare, even in the black hole of the night. We are the Big Bang, unafraid to start anew, to write a history inclusive, to leave a legacy without secrets, to mold buildings both knowledgeable and just, to create art and music escaping from the grand doors of Royce, celebrating cultures who once weren't allowed in, to rejoice, to take in the blissful songs of unity that have built the bronze pillars of a bright, resilient community. So even when the stairs grow dark and the path overhead seems dim, know that there are torches in your soul, supernovas from within, that even in the black hole of the night will stretch its fiery arms through the dusk and let there be light. Thank you.
Thank you, Justine, for those powerful words and inspiring poem. I really thank you. When you became Bruins, one of your rites of passage was to uphold our true Bruin values that Justine mentioned, of respect, accountability, integrity, service, and excellence. As alumni, you are Bruins for life, and you remain an important part of our extended community. I now want to share with you UCLA's Principles of Community, which are published with our mission statement. I'll read several of these principles to you, then I'll ask you to make a pledge with me to uphold them as you join other communities around us, communities that will find their greatest success because you, as a Bruin, are a part of them. I quote, "We believe that diversity is critical to maintaining excellence in all of our endeavors. We seek to foster open-mindedness, understanding, compassion, and inclusiveness among individuals and groups. We are committed to ensuring freedom of expression and dialogue in a respectful and civil manner on the spectrum of views held by our varied and diverse campus communities. We acknowledge that modern societies carry historical and divisive biases, and we seek to promote awareness and understanding through education and research, and to mediate and resolve conflicts that arise from these biases in our communities. Silently, please join me in this pledge. We will commit together to uphold these principles of community in Westwood and in our communities beyond. Thank you." And now, would the first row of graduates please stand and begin your approach to the stage. Graduates, we recognize you today for your individual achievements, and we present you as UCLA graduates to your family and friends. Our master's degree recipients will be followed by our bachelor's degree recipients. The graduates will cross our stage, pause for a photo here, and then exit the building for just a moment to have a graduate photo taken on the terrace outside before they return to their seats. May our recognition of your accomplishments commence.
Justine Ramos. Miguel Medina Ochoa. Brian Orlando Fuentes. Ricardo Ramirez Mendoza. Alejandro Cepeda. Nayeli de Santiago. Joshua Patrick Rice. Talia Arana. Zhuang Luoting. Shu Xin Tan. Liu Yicheng. Huang Jiangyi. Ming Yuan Lee. Lizeth Rosales. Natalie Sanchez. Ambar Hernandez. Jeffrey Ellen Acevedo. Fatima Alejandra Cruz Mejia. Ariane Denise Omomija Navidad. Suhani Keshav. Jocelyn Karina Saravia. Abigail Duran Hernandez. Arena Harris. Noor Gatala. Sidra Nadimi Siddiqui. Charmel Almazan Pilapil. Breton Connor Croxton Stevenson. Nora Irene McCoy. Claudia Simone Rodriguez. Emil Keaton. Michelle Su. Tiffany Tarane Jadidian. Megan Keneally. Oliver Nathaniel Gotch. Scott Newby. Cayman Destera Rojas. Ava Lalezarzadeh. Alina Arama. Salma Soman Kazi. Samantha Josephine Smitley. Vanessa Joanna Munoz. Harshini Mutukamar. Kevin Alexander Sanchez Morales. Kyle Raymond Kung. Oliver Diego Sandoval. João Guimarães. Fatima Adel Abdelrahman. Natalie Mae Baker. Shagun Raj Bali. Jamie Lamb. Pamela Naajeli Abeka. Kobe Cherie Stockhausen. Dylan Hung Tran. Sidone Wong. Ruqian Tsai. Christopher Shogo Shimizu. Jessica Alvarez Preciado. Melissa Bidgoli. Stephanie Livier Cortez. Avery Douglas.
So I think we need to wait for them to return, yes? Wonderful. I'm not sure how I'll know when they've all returned, but we'll figure it out. Okay. Are they back? That's it? Okay, wonderful. Yes, thank you all. Fabulous. Woo! So, in the spring of 2020, the Chancellor conferred your degrees. And at this time, I want to revisit that moment with an acknowledgement of his words. More than anything, the Chancellor hoped that your experience at UCLA has opened up some windows on the world for you and leaves you yearning to know more. Your experience at UCLA is just the beginning of a life of continuing discovery, and the skills you've acquired here, in and outside the classroom, will serve you well in this rapidly changing world. When we gather here today, perhaps your tassel was on the left, which is correct, but if it isn't, please take this opportunity to turn your tassel, if you have one, while we listen to UCLA's alma mater, Hail to the Hills of Westwood. We are so very proud of you, class of 2020. Graduates, please stand and be acknowledged by your family and friends. Okay. Great. All right. Please. Woo! All right. Please be seated. Thank you. Please be seated. And guests, please remember that you must remain seated until the graduates have exited Royce Hall. Family and friends, we are grateful that you joined us today and that you have played such important roles in the success of our graduates. I will leave you with the words of John Wooden. Success is never final. Failure is never fatal. It's courage that counts. Congratulations again, and go Bruins! Woo!